Virgo, the last 2 months, I guess, have been kind of explosive for you. Tumultuous things have been going on. Tumultuous things. You look at the bottom right there, the recent past. This is you self-excluding yourself from things. You were self-deluded, but you're also self-excluding. You're putting up barriers for yourself, probably due to fear. And the month begins with heartache, heartbreak. However, I'm delighted to say that what characterises the month is probably a new love. It might be this love that gives you heartbreak that you get back together with. Or it could simply be a relationship or business partnership. But I've got a very strong feeling this is about romantic love. And to a certain degree, whatever happens this month, that is more important to you. You see, you're full of hope. It's like you've been reborn. Well, you do feel like that after a heartbreak and then you find somebody else, don't you? Yeah, you really do. And as a result of feeling that way, you're encouraged to move on and dump the baggage from past relationships. And what would change things is you pursuing wealth, pursuing new wealth. So wealth as against romance, it almost seems to be. And in the future, unfortunately, there is betrayal. I hope it's not this love, because this does seem to have offered you a spark of hope. But there is betrayal, and it's a very childish betrayal. Very childish. A winner takes all type of situation. I wonder if that's the one that broke your heart and they're now playing hard. Do you care if you've got a new love? I wonder. Virgo, what dominates this reading? And I mean absolutely dominates it, because there is some negativity in the reading, but I think you're just bowled over by a new love. I mean, it could be an old love coming back, but I don't think it is for 1 minute. It could even be simply a friendship or a business relationship, but it's one that just feels wonderful. And this absolutely changes your life. You know, we've had 2 months of home truths, as it were, home truths that will have shaken you. But you seem to respond to it this month so well because of you have this love. I'm sure it is a new love. I'm sure that's what we're talking about. And everything feels great as a result, even though things are not that great around you. Now, in the past months, you've been self-deluded. We know that. But what you've also been doing is you've been self-restricting. You've been restricting what you do. And it's because you don't know, you just don't have the information to know any better. You look at this rendering, she's blindfolded. Maybe the tide is coming in. I think it's actually going out at the moment. But when it comes in, this could be a dangerous situation to be in. And there looks to be a beautiful village on that cliff there. If only she could lift off that blindfold. So you've been self-restricting yourself. There are things here that if only you could see, things could be much better. The current energy, Virgo, is that of heartbreak. Now, what are you heartbroken about? You know, I mean, the last couple of months have been heartbreaking, but I don't think it is that. I mean, it could be. It could be anything. I don't think it matters. But given this overall energy, I think it is the breakup of a loving relationship. A breakup of a loving relationship that clearly disappoints you. And I'm not going to talk about it lightly as somebody who was heartbroken for maybe 30 years, but often this heartbreak is a short-lived thing, and in your case I think it's very short-lived. So I don't want to downplay it, but you know, I think you very much bounce back. Now in the future, there is a betrayal type of conflict. It's actually a very childish type of conflict. You look at this rendering and it's like they've all been having a fight, you know, and the winner has taken the swords of the loser and it looks like he's bopped them on their backsides as a parting gift, as it were. But they're wandering off, clutching their backsides, going, well, if you're going to play like that, we're not going to play with you anymore. It's very playground-like. And I think this is the love you've lost. And I think you don't even care. Now, these are only my thoughts. Things may be very different. But these are the candid feelings I have from it. Why do I feel so sure it's a new love? And believe me, I might have got this all completely wrong. So you can tell me in the comments if I have, you know. But I feel it's a new love because you feel reborn. This is the energy of the star. You're full of hope. You know, you feel like a completely different person. I think you've got a completely different person as well, you know. Yeah, you feel completely different. You know, this disillusion of the last couple of months is all gone. You know, you've got faith again. You've got so many things, and these knocks that I can see, both this month and after, I think are now water off a duck's back to you. They're nothing. They're nothing. Nothing else matters. You're happy. Now, what would change the outcome is you going out and seeking and probably finding abundance, finding new financial opportunities, finding new job opportunities, but things on the material plane. And, you know, lovely, a wonderful position to be in, to have a new love and to be being offered new financial opportunities. But I'm not too certain that they're not mutually exclusive. I'm not too certain this isn't a choice between love or money now. Only you, Virgo, can answer that one. Only you can answer. But this certainly does change things. And, you know, it changes the outcome. Well, the outcome isn't necessarily a good outcome. And the future certainly isn't necessarily a good future. But I see them both as maybe necessary, and therefore maybe new wealth is a distraction. No, if you are reborn because of a new love and full of hope, then what you have to do is forget about your past. And I'm sure that is the past love that broke your heart. Move on and dump the baggage from that relationship. Well, I think very, very willing to embrace that. It's not something that is alien to you. You know, it's something that you will jump at with open arms because you have this wonderful new love. So you're quite happy to forget the past. And I think that deception, that childish conflict, is that old love just coming back to take a swipe at you. It's in the future, but you know, and I don't think you care. I don't think you could care less. You know, just as you're dumping the baggage here, you're walking away, clutching at your bottom, as I said before, going, to hell with them. To hell with it. I don't care. The last 2 months must have been disappointing for you, Virgo. Terribly disappointing. Not only were you self-delusional, but you've been self-restricting. You've been putting yourself, being behind barriers to receiving the blessings of the universe. I think one of the things that has come out of all of this is the ending of a relationship. And, you know, you are somewhat heartbroken, but you needed to release things in order for a new love, and a divine love, to come into your life. And that absolutely changes everything. Changes your outlook on everything. It's the energy of a star, the energy of rebirth, the energy of hope. It's a complete transformation in how you are. And that leads you to moving on from this past relationship and dumping the baggage of it, and you couldn't care less about it. And do you know, I think in the future they even betray you a little, and again, you couldn't care less. You've got a new love, you've moved on. It's like, why are you trying to attract my attention like this? I just don't care about you anymore. Just go away. The one thing that could distract you is new wealth, maybe a new job, new financial opportunities. I get the impression that it's not a straight trade-off between love and money, but money could distract you, or you know, wealth could distract you. And I think you need to go through these processes of dumping the baggage and moving on. And you'll be much happier if you can do that, rather than focusing on the financial issues.